to figure out where to set the gimbal here. All right. I'm back. There we go. All right, out of order. All right, good dawning, and welcome to the dervishing gimbal. No, good dawning and welcome. I think we're stable here. And so, yeah, grateful you are here. Millie, Cricket, Fatima, good dawning to all. Hope, how's life up in the great north there in Ontario? We have Fatima in Ontario, and Cricket, and Millie, and who else is in the chat here? Okay, so Millie's just filling in for Yanksy Zoe. All right, so Zoe, we're gonna. Oh, Henny. Hi, Henny. Awesome. Cricket, Millie, Zoe, me, Saint Germain. Yanksy's not here yet. Laura's not here yet. Yeah, can we get an update in the chat? Last night, if you haven't been watching us, good dawning. First off, my name's Josh. Welcome to Good Dawning with Mr. Floyd. We channel Archangel Raphael in Saint Germain and do so 5 days a week and Tuesday night. And if you joined us on Tuesday Night Live, Millie, her daughter's been really sick, and favor. She's got pneumonia moving through her energy field right now. We don't claim that she has pneumonia or she is pneumonia. It's just the energetics of pneumonia. You don't want to claim any. Your words are spells, and you don't want to claim that you have any specific condition. It's the energetics of pneumonia are moving through Zoe. She isn't pneumonia or anything of the sort. She doesn't have it. It's just moving through her. So, so last night we did some energetic clearing. We worked with rose quartz, which I do have in the bag here somewhere as well. And so we worked with the rose quartz, and we will do so again, which I'm getting out at the moment here, and did some energetics with that as well. And apparently, from what I'm understanding, she's doing much better. She's resting peacefully, so she's doing much better from what I'm understanding. Pneumonia is no fun. I had walking pneumonia, and it was 2 weeks of pure unadulterated. But in order to know good health, occasionally, just like anything else in the land of duality, welcome to your duality universe. In order to know that you're in good health, every once in the bluest of moons, you get a kick in the teeth there, just to remind you of, all right, this is what good health feels like, because otherwise you don't know these things. You do, but you don't. It's crazy. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead and work with some energetics here. We're going to go ahead and do some more energetic work to help balance out Zoe and anybody else. As well, we'll do some cord cutting and work with our 15-second our project this dawning. So we'll frame up what we've got. So good dawning to everybody, and I'm grateful that Laura, welcome, that you are all here. If you're interested as well, last night I ended up meeting up with Huda, or Jared, and we went to a kirtan, which is music and dancing, like you would see it like a Hare Krishna. And so Jared's, I posted last night, it's in the videos there, the exact same fire homa that Jared does on a new moon, full moon basis there. That fire homa was played as a musical number at it's apparently at the 4,000-year-old chant that was played, our meditation that was played at the kirtan last night. So a whole different version musically of what you hear normally during Jared's clean, 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 om, 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 sam, sam, sam. That was played as a musical number. So it was really quite interesting, and to hear it, Jared's fire homa in that, and rather grounding too. So if you want to hear that, it's like 7 minutes. So it's in the video there. And so that was a good time. And so, yeah, check that out. And as well, Jared's 5-minute video about how your source, the guru within brings the guru without, outside of. That video is up in the community folder as well, under the community page. I get not the community page, but the links page. There we go, or subscriptions, and then the folders underneath. There we go. So I created a folder for the community, and I put Jared's video in there. So there we go. All right. So welcome all, and again, I'm grateful you're here. We are from the park, and off work today, and so blessed, and hope you're having an awesome universe and a great dawning. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to take a deep breath out. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, Laura said, hope to make it here. If I'm here next spring. It would have to actually be like in June, maybe a camping retreat out here in Colorado, but we'll see where I'm at. But it's floating, and I wouldn't put anything together, the energetics of it, till March at the earliest. But nonetheless, thank you, Millie, for putting in Jared's channel there. Nonetheless, that is something I'm floating, is getting a large campsite, and then having a camp out here in Colorado, like a camping retreat over the summer. Assuming I'm still here, I don't know anything. I'm not in control, right? None of us are really in control of our universe if we let go and let our higher self take control. So my intentions, I don't even have intentions. I'm just literally open to wherever I'm supposed to be. At this point, my next goal is to get to the retreat at Adams Retreat in October. Suzette, good dawning. Welcome, beautiful soul. Suzette up in New Hampshire. So welcome. We're grateful you're here, Suzette. And of course, we love you. So yeah, that would be the next thing in October, to get to the retreat up in New York. So if you're not familiar, Adam Bernstein from the Medium channel does a retreat, holds a retreat. He's holding a retreat. He held one over the summer, and he's holding another one this fall in October there. And although he's predicting crazy snow at the same time, if you listen to his fall forecast there, he was predicting snow and an early winter directly on top of his retreat in the mountains of New York. So favored of that, but we'll see. That's a goal or an intention. When you set an intention, if it doesn't come to be, then it's not meant to be. But if you work towards it and it still doesn't come, then it's just what it is. But if it comes, then you know it was. But we don't hold into what we get or what we're supposed to, the end result. We just say, there's an intention to be there. And if it shows up, if it's meant to be in my frame, it will. I've seen the intention to go to, I've set the intention to go to the, yes, absolutely. Hopefully there, Laura, that would be blessed. All right. So from our end here, what we've been doing, and if you're watching in the rewind or the replay there, thank you, and thank you for listening through the ramblings. What we're going to do is ground in. What we've been doing is working on energetics. Saint Germain has got us driving towards November 11th as a drop date to see what we can create in our universe. But before we do, we're going to do a 10-second or like a quick second of cord cutting. So in this case, I'm going to state to cut whatever you choose to cut, or you can just sit there for a minute, which I'm sure some people do. But nonetheless, you're welcome to cut anything you need to cut in your universe, whatever energetics. I know maybe Millie wants to cut the energetics of her daughter being sick. I don't know. I would guess. But whatever energetics are in your frame right now, and frame being your auric field, your universe, you are holding on to, whatever darker energies maybe, or heavy or sadness or whatever that's in your universe, if there is any, favor there isn't. We're going to cut those cords. So we're going to take a minute. If you don't know what active cord cutting is, again, if you're new here, we'll state this real quick. Cord cutting is everything's energetic. So if you're out in your universe and something pisses you off, you hold those energetics. So you want to cut the cord, whatever pisses me off, you just imagine it. I'm cutting the cord. It's a form of Reiki. Or you see it on the chalkboard. Negative energetics, you can write it out. You can make Bob, your boss, whatever it is that's pissing you off or that's eating your energy, you write it out on a chart and then erase it. Or you say it and then like you're pulling it off of you and cutting that energetic cord away. So however works for you, take a moment, if you don't have anything, to think about what might be eating your crawl, so to speak, or in your crawl. An old term there, nonetheless. And so take a deep breath in with me, if you would. Take a deep breath out. Welcome, Brandon. If you're new, thank you, Brandon. I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome. I don't always see. That's one thing I want to state here, guys, and I apologize. I got to get better at watching the chat in the replay when I do watch the videos. And if you've been watching last night, like I thought it was so dervishy and so out there. But if you haven't watched last night's Tuesday Night Live, I listen to these and they sound like when I'm channeling it. But last night's was absolutely smooth. Saint Germain never fails to, I'm not trying to toot his horn, but he never fails to come off with the absolutely most coherent and understandable and the information is just amazing. And I'm sitting here thinking that's going to sound all dervishy. I don't even know if I'm going to keep that up. And the geese are coming back from the Great North, and so they're cutting through Colorado from Canada. And so in about a week, this will all be geese land. But so if you're listening, haven't listened to that one, or if you just grab a, it's insane how put together some of these actually really are. And I don't even, I don't know what to say. But nonetheless, we're going to ground. So if you haven't listened to last night's, it's all about energetics, and that's where we came into Millie. So we talked about crystals, and we talked about moving energetics, like shooting energetic beams of love to people and healing energies. And so, and then group dynamics as well. So check it out. It was really, I'm kind of, Saint Germain he never fails. And it just blows my mind. All right, 9:44. Thank you, Millie. I appreciate the time check in there, actually. It tells me to stop rambling and get going here. All right, so what we're gonna do is ground in again to cord cutting. So take a moment, and if you're watching in the rewind, or if you're in the replay and you're watching this tonight or whatever, a couple days from now, favor if you are, thank you. Again, take a moment, and what energetics are you dealing with? Is there an institution? Is your car driving you nuts? Are you part of the Kia lawsuit? Whatever it is for you, we're going to cut those cords. So take a moment. You can either say it by writing it on a chalkboard. You can say it to yourself and say, I get rid of that as well. You can write it on paper and ball it up. There's 1,001 things you can do. You can make a paper boat out of it and float it away, but then you're littering the lake. But you get the idea. You could ball it up and throw it into Jared's fire homa next time, or into a fire. But you get the idea, or shred up the paper. It's basically putting the energetics and then removing it by cutting it or whatever works for you. So we're going to take a minute. Whatever is in your current energetic field that you want to remove that has been driving you nuts, an institution, a bill, maybe it's the election cycle that's driving you nuts, whatever it is, just cut the cord. We're removing those heavy energetics. Maybe it's your mom or your dad, even if you love them, it's just the heavy energetics that they've placed in your field that we're removing. So take a moment to do so. You can either cut the cord, erase it from the chalkboard. So we're going to erase, pull out the energy, throw it away, erase. And if you're just walking in here, we're cutting negative energies from our auric field. We're removing anything that's binding us to others, binding us deeper into our dark side, and binding us energetically to physical things maybe, or situations that are not serving us. All right, we're going to wrap that up. And of course, you can do this throughout the day. If you walk into a situation, we've always used this as the example, if you get cut off at the grocery store and it pisses you off, instead of getting pissed off, just give it away give the energetics away. The person who cut me off at the grocery store line, just removing them from your field. It's as simple as that. All right. And by removing that, what you've done is that, and we stated this last night as well, that your cells, when you're in an energetic space, are tighter. They're pushed together more. They vibrate slower. As you cut the cords, you become more light. Your cells actually spread out, give space, and then more light can flow through your body, and they start vibrating at a higher space. You're not so packed up densely or all that tight energy. It's true for your body as it is true for how you feel it is actually true for how it is. And so by cutting those energetic cords, you're removing some of that dense energy from your field. And again, you can only see 1% of the light spectrum, less than that, for a reason, or you'd see light, dark light and colors coming off of you, all kinds of weird stuff. And in this case, if you're cutting a cord, you might actually, let's be real here, see an energetic cord coming out and then cutting that light. You really wouldn't want to see that. We did given the example of if you're in the violet flame, it's going to be right in front of you. So if you saw the violet flame, then you wouldn't be able to see anything. You just see purple swirling in front of your eyes. So there you go. All right. So now what we're going to do is ground into what we've been doing, our project. So again, if you're new here, what we're doing is November 11th is our drop date. We are actively creating our universe, right? And so this is a project. And what we're doing is grounding into what we want to see in our universe by November 11th by visualizing it inside ourselves as a picture on our interior wall of our house. Why the house? Because it's the most comfortable place that you can be, unless you're in a situation, and I know some of you might be, that where your home is not the most comfortable place, and you can put the picture wherever is comfortable for you, or you can just hold it and look at it as well. But either way, we're going to take 15 seconds. And if you don't have anything specific that you want to see in your universe by November 11th, then just pause the video, take a minute and bring something into your frame, even if you just do it once and just watch this once and you never watch Good Dunning again. You've already put those energetics out there and you never know what could return. Unless you like totally go out and cancel it. Some of the quickest and easiest energetics are just stating, I'm going to do this and never returning to it again. Just having that absolute faith. Yeah, it's done. Thy will be done. And just leaving it alone. You'll see some of the quickest returns in your universe. If you really, you have the faith of a mustard seed to just let it go, drop it and come back. Watch it come back and return. This is another way to do so. It's just bringing it in and keeping it in your frame instead. So we're keeping it in our frame and keeping those energetics out there. There's lots of ways to manifest. And this is, according to Dr. Joe Dispenza, and this is pretty much the best way to do so there. So Bruce Lipton, and there we go. The big three, Greg Braden. All right, so take a moment, breathe in. We're going to visualize our wall and what we've stuck to it, and take 15 seconds to feel into it, to see it, and to feel it, whatever it is, in fruition in your universe. So we're going to take 15 seconds, beginning now. All right, that was 15 seconds there. And so grateful. I'll be alcohol-free and mom's legal. Fantastic. There you go. Fantastic, Suzette. Favored to that. That's awesome. So we're going to bring in Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain. We're going to do some energetics as well. We've got the rose quartz here, and with your permission, I'm just basically just hanging in the video there. We're going to do some more energetics as well, and work with sending more energy to Zoe. If you were there last night, we were sending energetic beams. So what I want us to do right now is going to be an energetic practice as well. There's 10 of us in the chat. If all 10 of us can take a moment, and if I can grab your attention, just to ground in on the word Zoe, Z-O-E. If you can hold Zoe for me, please, in your heart, in your third eye, in your energetic field. And just see it in a golden light, a purple light, and just see it as a healing. If you could do that for us, that would be blessed. We're doing a group intentional energetic exercise here to send energy to Zoe, which would be Millie's daughter, who is right now dealing with the energetics of pneumonia. And if anybody's ever had pneumonia, in some cases, pneumonia make your COVID look like nothing. It certainly could. Pneumonia is no fun. I had walking pneumonia and 2 weeks of living hell. I think I had COVID, and that was nothing compared to the walking pneumonia. Was as sick as I ever was walking on this planet. And and it's not fun. And so we're going to send some loving energy to Zoe here. So take a moment. If you can, please join us. See the word Zoe in your head, put it in purple light, and send it love. Ascend the word Zoe up into love. If you can do that. And of course, if you have somebody else in your universe as well, please put their names as well and ascend them as well into a higher energetic field. So there we go. Exactly. You got the idea there, Bunny. So, all right. So we're going to breathe in, if you would. Hold it and breathe out. Breathe in, and then see Zoe and whoever else you might want to put there, and raise that to the highest energetic you can. Raise that up to the highest love. See Zoe and whoever else in the highest healing purple golden light. We're going to raise that up. We're going to do this for about a minute and raise it up. We're lifting Zoe up to a higher light, to a healthier light, to a more loving light. And we're sending her healing love. And we're seeing Zoe healed in her universe with a clean bill of health. Thank you. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Those of you stuck and did that. You know, it's all about grand energetics on this planet. And the more of us who get together and can start working with energetics, the more things happen. And if there's 10 of us, 10, 12, 13 of us in the chat, that are sending that love to Zoe and to whomever else as well with the combined energetics that you put out there too. That's some powerful stuff. So we're going to bring in Archangel Raphael and do a channeling, Saint Germain mostly, and do a channeling here. So if you've never seen a channel, if you're watching this, if you just like bump into this on YouTube somehow, you're in for a treat. I'm going to come. The energies of Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain will be flowing through me as they generally always are. If they don't, and I have not yet closed my channel since November, or the channel since November. So it comes through all the time. So I'm going to count down from 5, and I will get into channeling. I'm a conscious channeler, so that means I can walk you around the park. I can cook, whatever. I can do just basically living and channeling, just like normal life and channel. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good dawning. Welcome. Good dawning to you. We are here, Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain, channeling through Josh, through Mr. Floyd, to you, from him, through him, to you, this good dawning. We are grateful that you are here. And we say generally the same thing every dawning, so that you know that it is us, that we are here for you today. And we are grateful. Again, we are going to work with energetics. First off, we are going to hold Zoe up to the highest healing light. And Saint Germain is going to send his love and energetics down onto Zoe, where we can send her love. We do have a special guest who wants to come through. She has been sitting right here, and we are going to let her come through, but she's not going to hold the channeling here. But Sekhmet is here. She's coming through. So we're going to do combinations. When Josh is channeling, because it's an open channel, you get like multiple energies can flow through at once. So Sekhmet has been coming through, and you have Saint Germain is right there. So Saint Germain is going to back up for a moment, so that Sekhmet, whatever she wants to say, it's really 12 Lyrians there, but it's a council, but nonetheless, is going to come through. Viviani, good dawning. We are grateful that you are here, and we are going to have you on the channel as well. We're going to have energetics with Viviani. She is working with the Akashic record, and it is very important stuff. And if you are watching Viviani and you are watching John, and you are in understanding, and you get John's emails, John and Viviani, amazing stuff. Maybe putting on a retreat in the Philadelphia area very shortly. So keep that in mind, that if you are, and a lot of you are on the East Coast, on the right side, not the left side. There's no right or left, haha. But nonetheless, you are on the I-95 side of America. There you go. So if you are on the I-95 corridor, there you go, and you are there, you could go to John Binney and do the retreat that they might be having. So respond if you want to John Binney's address, to his email. If you are interested in having, that's what he said in the chat, in the email. If you do not get his email, send him an email. I do not have his email address, but I'm sure Viviani could put it in the chat. But nonetheless, put it in there. He is asking for a response to see if you are interested in going to a retreat in 2024 or late 2025, whenever, in the Philadelphia area. So respond to John, tell him that you would be amazing to go there, and we could all meet and see John. Saint Germain could come, and we could have healing with John Binney. It'd be amazing, right? So we will see what will happen there, but that is very good stuff. But we are working with and Viviani brought that up, so since she was in the chat, so that is amazing. So we are working with the energetics again of today, and we are going to work in the larger energetics, the group energetics, like we had done last night in the Tuesday, the Tuesday Night Live, where we are sending larger group energetics, like we had done right now, to Zoe. Each of you is like an energetic beam, right? You create beams of energy. So if you want to send an energetics to Zoe, all you have to do in your universe, because the field it's a big field, right? And if you are sending energetics, it moves electronically, so to speak, electrically, through the field, and it will end up in Zoe's field. It is very simple. It's all about electrical movement. So you are sending waves of energy, right, to Zoe, and it's going to travel, like your cell phone, right? You are sending an energetic wave to a tower. It might go to a satellite and then bounce back down, and in a minute, less than 10 seconds, something you must instantly, I can send you are watching this, for example, and he is sitting in a park and is transmitting instantly and live. It's amazing. You are the same. Are you in understanding of that? You transmit instantly and live to everybody in your universe. If you're sitting in your universe right now, we're going to do an experiment, right? So pick somebody in the chat. We are going to do a grand experiment. Everybody take a moment if you choose to join in. We never know, Saint Germain never knows what you are doing on the other side, right? We are hoping that you are joining in, but you could be eating cereal or going to the bathroom. Somebody could be standing in the shower right now. We have no idea. That's the grand fun about YouTube is we are just talking to we are talking to you, right? But it is scrolling and we do not really know. You could be sitting in your car. You could be driving. Somebody could be sitting on their bed naked. We have no idea. And that is the fun part of all of this too. But nonetheless, take a moment and pick somebody in the chat, whomever it might be. We're going to do this seriously. And if you are not in the chat, pick somebody in your universe, whatever. But if you're seeing a name in the chat, for sure, we're going to bombard them and see if they pick it up. And you could put your name in the chat or somebody that you know who could be watching, either way, right? Or you could try it with your family and then ask them if they caught it. But if you want to just grab somebody's name out of the chat, or if you're in the chat, grab somebody else out of the chat. Hold them in your frame for 5 seconds. Well, actually 15. So it's like Suzette, grab Millie and hold her in your frame. See if you can feel that, right? And then you are going to do it conversely. We are just pushing, and it's just a grand experiment, right? But you might feel something like, ooh, somebody was catching me, or I felt that energetics. So try it. Seriously, take a moment. Grab somebody who you know might be in the chat and put them in your frame and send energetics to them. This is what we are talking about here in the grand channeling here. So take a moment. And if you are not in the chat or you're watching this in the rewind or the replay, then send energetics to a friend, maybe. I'll send an intention to see something. You could do that too. But send the energetics, says the squirrel again, running down the tree. So we have to bring the squirrel some nuts or something tomorrow. But nonetheless, send the energetics up to somebody in the chat. See if you feel it back. See if it comes back to you. Try that. We are going to take 10 seconds here and let you do so. You are just hearing silence. We are picking a name in the chat. For Josh, he is picking a name. Saint Germain is, right? And if you are feeling it, if you have the energetics and you feel something, put it in the chat. Because this is how it works, and this is what we are getting at here. It is all energetics. And so last night when we are sending an energetic beam, you are an energetic beam. So you can create energetic beam. So if you are sitting there going, Henny, Helene, you are immediately sending energetics. So poof, you're having an energetic release. And it's going directly to Helene, to Henny. You are sending that. You are creating a connection. She might be all the way in Long Island, New York, and Josh might be all the way here in Colorado. So is your cell phone, right? But nonetheless, it is working. It is all energy, same difference. It's all frequency, is it not? So if you are sending energetics to Helene, if you are, Josh is sitting here in Colorado at the lake, and Helene is sitting in her place in New York, then you send the energetics up. You could feel that. It is a beam. It is energy. It is moving, and the intention. So if you hold a picture of Helene in your frame and you send the energy, like Helene, she could feel that. It could reverberate in her frame. She might get a tingle. She might be like, ooh. She might get a coinky dink in her universe, right? The coincidence that somebody is sending her energetics. But that is what it is all about. This is all a grand play. So when we are using the rose quartz, which we are about to do smoothing in your energetics, we are sending love. We are sending beams of energy out there. And if you are able to feel it, then you can pick up on it. You are a grand receptor. The only thing that slows down your reception of the energetics in your universe. Beautiful, beautiful Henny. Beautiful Helene. If you are the grand receptor, what you cannot receive because you are blocked in your energetic field. You have your dense traumas that are blocking your auric field. Your cells are compressing inside. They are vibrating slower and holding less light. If you are sending energy, right, we are going to tie this together. So if you are sending a beam of energy, I'm sending love to Helene. To Lara B, we send you love. If her body is all densed up and traumatized, it is going to hit the trauma body and bounce off. It is not going to be absorbed into the light. Oh, we are spitting. There we go. It's going to be absorbed into the light body, right? So if your body is tense and in trauma, the energy will bounce off. Your cells are tight and they are not vibrating. You cannot bring light through your trauma body. Are you in understanding? So if I am sending love to Helene and Helene is sending the love back, Josh will not feel that if his auric field and his body is full of trauma. Are you in understanding? If he is not in trauma, he has walked through the trauma, there's no dense emotions blocking his auric field, slowing the vibration of his cells, then his cells will be more relaxed, they'll be full of more light, they'll be vibrating faster, right? And so as that light comes through, there is no shield, right? The energetic shield, right? The force field of your energetics, your heavier garbage, the disappointed childhood, the pissed off in your universe, the negative programming that has filled your dense auric field or made your auric field dense. So when Helene is sending me love, she is free, she is clear, she is in her light body, so she transmits love just as easily. Are you understanding? If you are in your trauma body and you transmit love, it's not going to get very far because you can't get out of the traumatic field. What you are sending is going to be weakened as it has to be pushed out through a dense traumatic field, a heavier energetic field. Are you seeing? Can you see that? Can you be an understanding of that? It's about the energetics, and we are talking in deep energetics of you as a soul. So if you are on Earth and you had a traumatic life, right? You have a traumatic father, a traumatic husband, whatever your universe is in your universe, those traumas, the garbage you learned from age 0 to 7, the programming, the disappointments, the negative connections you have made, and all of their heavy energetics are tying you down. It's like sitting here, like garbage fluff, sitting here in your auric field. And I think you are in understanding now. And hopefully you are in understanding. And so if you are trying to transmit love, it'll get out. But the signal is going to be weaker because it has to go through all of that dense negative energy. It's not negative, but the heavier energies. Negative or positive, you create that. But the traumatic energies, the energies that are built on lower vibrations. You are trying to send a high vibration through yourself, but it's not going to be very vibrational because it's getting dampened. As it goes through your field, it's dampened. When you are receiving messages, if you are carrying heavy traumas, if you are carrying garbage from programming from 0 to 7, if you are not in your light, but in your darkness, if you are worried about finances, or if you are in your earthly worries, again, you are not going to be able to absorb those energies either. So Helene is sending the love to Josh, but if his energy field is gunk up, it's going to stick, right? As it comes into the auric field, your auric field is not vibrating fast because you are full of trauma. So it's more like a sponge. It's going to absorb the love and diffuse it and break kind of like a bullet. When a bullet hits a frangible bullet, right, it breaks apart, right? But it hits a bulletproof vest, a steel plate. If it's a frangible bullet, it breaks apart and doesn't go into the plate, right? It hits and disintegrates. So it's the same thing with the love energy in your universe. When it's coming to you and you're a dense trauma body, it doesn't break through. That's why you don't feel the love. I am not feeling your love. I can send you all the love in. I can send you all the love in your universe, but because you're in your dense trauma body, you are not going to feel that love. And so we are certainly in hope and in understanding that for yourself, then you want to clear the trauma body. And that's what we are doing in the Dunning. We are clearing at least the immediate traumas that are sitting in your field, so it immediately gets lighter. You are clearing the stuff that you have been rolling around in your auric field, or rolling around in your mind, really. And we are getting it off the easy stuff to clear off. The hanger-on energy, as we like to call it. the energies of Bob or Fran, just the pissed off person from the grocery store. And we are, of course, trying to clear denser energies as well, like on Monday when we clear the energies from our family. But that takes many card cuttings because it's a denser energy. So if you are trying to cut the card from your parents, right? The negative energetic cards. Hi, Stony. We are grateful that you are here. And if you want to subscribe to Stony, we definitely recommend subscribing to Stony because she goes live, but it's when she feels the calling. Some people go live by time and some people go live by energetics, right? And so Stony goes by energetics. So if you are subscribed, then you will get the notification and she can throw cards for you. She's pretty darn good. We will state that. If you are the only one in our chat, then and she is throwing cards. If you get the first one there and you start getting her cards, Stony is on fire. She can throw those cards and she'll just hit you right in the noggin, so to speak, because she is good with her energetics like that. So we won't recommend anything, but if you want to see Stony throw, then you have to subscribe to her because it is whenever she feels the need to throw. It is not, and she is working with her energetics when she does that. So if she is feeling the need to throw cards, we're going back to the energetics, then she is in the right space energetically, and it's going to be a really good reading. She's not forcing her energetics. She is going with her flow. And that's what we are saying in your universe as well. It's always good to go with your flow. If you feel it, then do it. For Josh, we are forcing him to do this because he was lazy, and we want him to get off his Hillary Duff and build a universe. And so if he was only channeling the Tuesday night and maybe once a week. So we said, no, you have to get off your duff. But if your energy field is dense, then you're not going to feel the love. If Stony's energy field was truly dense, then she would not know when to throw her cards first. She wouldn't feel the vibration of, I have a message to give that I need to share. She wouldn't feel that vibration in her gut. She wouldn't have the intuitive hit. And she would not be throwing such good energetics because she would be clogged up, right? So if you are throwing cards, you have to have pretty clear energetics. You can also work out your energetics, which I'm sure is being done as well, through throwing the cards, but you are not throwing your energetics around. You are using that to help focus your energetics as well. Lots of different things you can do in your universe. But nonetheless, if you are of a heavier energetic field, what is coming at you is going to be deflected. Now keep this in mind. If you have a heavier energetic field, heavier energies are going to go through though. You're going to pick up on more negatives. You're going to pick up on more sadness if you are in a denser auric field. If your field is full of trauma and disappointment and broken childhood and whatnot, it's going to be easy for your energetics to, this person is feeling down. You're going to be empathetic as well, meaning that most likely you could feel other energies if you had a traumatic childhood. But in your case, if you have not worked out that childhood, your energetics are going to probably be pretty down. You're going to see the universe in a negative way. And the most of the energetics that flow into your frame, right, into your universe, are going to be people of the same ilk, who have lower energetics, who are seeing the universe in the same lower energetic way. Energetics tend to find itself. Going to repeat that. Your vibration will find itself in other people's vibrations. You're going to marry that. You're going to see that in other people. And you're going to attract that in other people. So your vibration that you attract in your universe is going to marry, your vibration is going to marry in other people. So if you're down and out in your universe, you're going to attract people who are down and out in their universe. There we go. But there's a conversion to that too. You could also have intention. This gets really deep, right? Because if you intend to be better, but your energetics are low, then you're going to meet people who are also having low energetics, but intentionally wanting to get better. Are you seeing how this works? There you go. So it's about clearing your auric field so that you can feel better energetics. You can receive better energetics. You can perceive better energetics. And you can transmit better energetics. The love that you are sending out would be more vibrational. Because you can send out love. Even Adolf Hitler could send out love, right? Eva Braun, she must have felt love somewhere from him. But nonetheless, he could send out, but it was a very dense love, right? It would be like, thud. Very heavy love. But in his universe, that would be love for him. So, are you in understanding the less crap, trauma you are holding in your auric field, in your frame, then the lighter the love is going to come through, the more it's going to come, the lighter your body will feel, you will feel less weight. You could feel, if you are in trauma, but you weigh 95 pounds, for an example, you are thin, right? But you are in trauma, you could feel like you have gained a ton of weight. You'll get up, my body feels heavy. You lose the trauma, poof, I feel so light and free. That's how this works. If you are in understanding, that is why we do the cutting the energetic cards, because it's all about energetics, and we want you to have a better energetic experience on Earth. We're going to, your permission, of course, and for Zoe, we're going to move some more energetics. This is through Saint Germain is going to do energetic work. We are clearing the energies with the. This is a rose quartz. Rose quartz is for healing energy, for love, and for healing your body. So, yeah. Your earth gives you frequencies in stones so that you can help to work with your frequencies. I repeat that one more time. You have a myriad of different stones in your universe, on your planet, right? Each one works with different frequencies. So you use rose quartz for love and for healing. You can use amethyst. You can use the violet flame from the amethyst to find balance in your universe, to bring in centeredness. You could, Josh has a agate. He bought a big agate within on the bottom side of the agate. We'll show you one day. There's a crystal cave, right? You can, it's a cutout and it's all crystallized inside. Well, why does he use that? Put it on your chest. Put an agate on your chest and see if you are grounded to earth, right? There you go. Go get some jasper. You think you are feeling floaty, right? Grab yourself some jasper and hold that jasper in your hand. Your energetics will drop to the earth. You will thud. This is what we are talking about here. We give you these things for a reason. These only, of course, if you are in your dense trauma, the energetics won't matter. You could hold this all day long. If you are in your true trauma body, if you are just raging trauma, if you are unhealed trauma, this will just be a rock. You might get a little vibration, but this will just be a rock. It won't have any vibe. You won't feel the vibration of the love that you can get. You have to work on your energetics as well. This is not a panacea. As we said last night, and we aren't going to repeat it big time or anything, you cannot walk into a crystal shop and go, which crystal will fix me? Working on your dense traumas, clearing it out, writing it out, will fix you. Doing the shadow work, this will enhance your shadow work. So enhance bringing love to your universe if you are of love to begin with. If you are of hate and you pick up a rose quartz, you might vomit. You might get sick. You might get a stomach illness or a cramp. Why? Or you might even keel over or pass out. Why? Because this is love. You are bringing the opposite energies, and you are holding what technically would be a form of earthly love. Earth builds rocks in love. There you go. This is the frequency of love. And if you are picking it up and you are the frequency of I hate you, you will feel that. It's the opposite energy that you can feel. If you are opposites, you feel opposite energies. You know if you are love when somebody is hate. And you know if you are in a dense trauma state. If you are in trauma and somebody is dense, oh, come on, be love. Leave me alone. Oh, I feel you. I feel you are wanting me to be of love. But right now I'm sitting in my trauma. Leave me alone. I feel your love. Go away. So you can feel other people's energetics. You feel the opposite energies all the time. The planet of duality. So if you are Adolf Hitler, picking up the rose quartz would get rather sick. Pol Pot, picking up a rose quartz, could throw up, end up in the hospital. Could you imagine that? We'll go around and give dictators of the world rose quartz and watch them get sick. Because that's what would happen. It would throw off their energetics. It's vibrating love, and they don't know anything about love. But they are conflating love. So there we go. But in your universe then, Stacy, we welcome Stacy. We knew that, but now that you have said it, we can call you Stacy on the chat. Mr. Floyd knew that, but we are respecting what you are putting as your handle, but nonetheless. So yes, if you want your name, not your handle, then put it in the chat, and Saint Germain will call you by your name and not your handle, like Mr. Floyd or Josh or Stacy instead of Stony. Well, Millie's handle is Millie, so we can't do anything about that. There we go. Henny is Helene. There we go. Suzette, we can't do much about Suzette unless it is a knockoff on her name is Susan, and she's calling herself Suzette. We do not know, but I don't think so. It's Suzette. So there we go. So if your handle is your name, then there you go. You're matching your energetics. But you could be anyways if your handle is not your name. It could be a rogue personality within you, an utter personality. Nonetheless, we love you. We know you love yourselves. So it's your energetics, and that's what we are all talking about here. It's about clearing your energetic field so that you can transmit better and your intentions are clear. If you're pushing energy through trauma, which is what you are doing, you have the trauma is like static, like block. Like you have to get through the concrete, so to speak. Push. You want to get something on the other side of defense, but defense is your traumas, right? So you have to go around it. You have to make it really small to get through, but because you are blocked, and that's what we are getting at. That's why, truly, why we are pulling those cards and cutting those energetics. Why you see us working with, and we never really did work with the crystal, but we are going to do so now to end our transmission for today. So we are doing this, and of course, healing to Zoe. We again are holding Zoe and whomever else in your universe up into a higher light, and we are using the crystal to help hold them up and send them love. So what we are doing now, we are tapping into the throat chakra, right? We are clearing the throat chakra by sending energetics to the throat chakra and smooth it out. Now we are going to send energy to your third eye. When you are manifesting and you are holding something inside yourself, you are activating your third eye, whether you know it or not. Your internal eye. And if your third eye is really activated as well, it will help you to see how invert, right? So you can see how others see you in your universe. It's quite an interesting deal. Tapping into your third eye, pulling any garbage out of it, clearing anything that's in the way. Smooth out the third eye. Now watch this. If you hold your third eye, we're going to swirl. You might feel this in your third eye, on your forehead. As we are swirling, have an intention. Say something. For Josh, he used to do this. Thina, right? When he was fast ascending, way back in the year, he would go Thina and twist his third eye. Well, you know what? He went from 210 pounds to 140 pounds the first year in 2016, 15, 16, when he was fast ascending, when he woke up into his dark night. Just like that. So you will walk with your third eye. Little trick. Thinner, wealthier, more balanced. Are you in understanding? Try that. It also helps you to activate your third eye. You might feel something if you are sitting and twisting at your third eye. You might feel that like a corkscrew going into your head, so to speak. But if you put an intention behind it, watch what happens. Thinner, more abundance, more love. Try it. Josh did. He went from 210 pounds, and he did this daily, to 140 pounds with no walk. Granted, he did intermittent fasting. He ate one meal a day at 7 o'clock, but nonetheless, the weight came off. All right, so we are going to swirl your third eye. Bring some intention to that, and if you feel that, if you stare at that with your third eye, with your heart, you can feel that in your third eye. And if you create an intention behind that, you are activating your third eye to help to bring in an intention. All right, now we're going to smooth that out. All right, now we are going to go with your heart chakra. We are tapping it to wake it up. And we are doing this for Zoe. The intention is that it is healing Zoe. We are breaking open her chakras, sending love to her energetic field, and sending healing through the energies in the rose cards. And we are seeing and continue to see Zoe in the highest energetic form. And if you are out in your universe today, take a moment, please, somewhere to think Zoe and love. And anybody else in your universe, of course. But Zoe is the one that we know right now. Suzette's mom as well, for sure. That is not in her perfect energetic space right now. She's experiencing the energetics of pneumonia. It's all an experience. It'll be one that you will never forget, that's for sure. All right, so we are tapping into her heart chakra. This is just to bring it alive. But wake it up, shake it up. Then we are going to move it around. You may feel your heart chakra moving. squirrel over there. Just we'll stop at the store today and get some peanuts for the squirrel. We are in the squirrels. Josh is in the squirrel's home. He's invading the squirrel space, so we should bring us some love, right? Hey there. Here he comes. He's going to jump on the table in a moment. All right. So for your universe today, we want to leave it in love. We're going to seal this off. The grand energetic sealing here. There we go. There, perfect. We'll use this side. This side is the flat side, right? There we go. Bring it over there. So visualize yourself healed. Visualize Zoe. We're going to take a moment and switch the name. See Zoe, switch how you see it. Take one moment, see Zoe, and see it flash in this lighting, gold up light. So like Zoe, and it blows up in golden energies. We are raising her energetic field. Zoe. And anybody else in your universe who is needing healing. Suzette's mom. All right. The last of the sealing. We're going to put a cap on it. There you go. And any garbage energetics we're going to pull out and cut away. One more time. All right. Seal it up with love. Oh, good. All right. We are grateful that you've been here today. We are grateful that Zoe is doing better. We are grateful for you. We are grateful for Josh for being an open channel. Because if you are a closed channel and he's trying to open up and to do this or channel in packets or something, this will not work. You have to have the energetics of an open channel to be able to do things like this. So we are grateful. We are very grateful. Releasing transmission. All right, there we go. All right, Jared, good dawning. Who else is? Wow, we got everybody in the chat today. This is awesome. Thank you guys so much. There's 17 of us here. This is beyond belief. You're amazing. And so check out, please go into the videos last night. Jared Kirtan, that the fire ceremony, his fire homa was at the Kirtan last night. It's not exclusive to Jared. It's a 4,000-year-old chant, divine feminine, and bringing balance to that. But check it out. It was amazing because it really grounds in what Jared does in the fire homa and puts it in a different energy. But it's amazing. And thank you for the invite, Jared, last night. That was blessed. It was blessed to see you, brother. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Favored to thank you, Stacy, and thank you for the thumbs up, Stacy. Stony, Stacy. And yeah, subscribe to Stacy, Stony Throws. You may not be available when she throws, but if you're there and she can catch a live, she's really good. And she knows it. But she's good. She's fun. Yeah. Perfect. So thank you guys, Suzette. Much love to your mom. I can certainly relate from my end, Suzette. My dad has frontal lobe dementia. He's suffered. Okay, cancel that. My dad's going through the energetics of frontal lobe dementia, and it's gratefully his living girlfriend. They said I would actually be, because of his routines and stuff, like moving up there would be too much for him. So grateful that she's there to take care of him and whatnot, and it all works out. But yeah, having to be in a caretaker role there, Suzette. So much love and favor. So if you want to lift somebody up, lift Suzette up as well. She's in a caretaker role, and her free time is when she can go to the bathroom to an extent. And so, yeah, so, you know, when you sit in your universe there, remember other universes and what they might be having to go through there. My granny had it. Yeah, it is sad because they don't remember you My dad, I can have a conversation with my dad, and I do, but he's the most grounded person in the world. He creates no new memories. So you're welcome, Suzette. I can, there's reasons why you're here, and everybody's here. We're all, in a lot of ways, dealing with a lot of the same issues, abuse issues, trauma, narcissism, what have you. My mother was a terrible narcissistic abuser. And it's only through grounding in the love that I found in myself that I'm able to climb out of it and see any sort of light. And I'm beyond grateful. And of course, Saint Germain, you guys, Archangel Raphael. But yeah, I certainly wasn't through the help of my mother or my family. My father, I can't hold a single conversation with my father. So it's literally just me and the planet. I have no grandparents. They're all dead. My aunts and uncles, they're all, so it's me and the planet. And Saint Germain and Archangel Raphael and Source. And yeah, because my dad, he'll call. I have to block him because he doesn't understand. So he'll call during the YouTube. Dad, I'm live on YouTube. Oh, that's great. How are you doing? And then it'll just be, how are you? Great. So how are you? Great. And that's most of the conversation because he doesn't even remember that he can't hold the conversation because he can't remember his last sentence. So like he'll watch a movie, but he's just like in a daze. So I can, yeah, favor. To anybody out there who's dealing with that, good God. To see your loved one and to know that they're there, but they're behind and you can't communicate. Takes a lot inside yourself to hold that. So Suzette, Stoney, anybody who's ever had to deal with that, with a sickness, you still have the human. You can talk to them, right? But with this, you can't. You watch them deteriorate, and you can't even communicate it. You can't communicate with them. 8.5. Oh my God, Suzette. Anybody want to give Suzette a respite if you're in New Hampshire? There, she's been like 8.5 years. So yeah, Suzette. There's absolutely no wonder why. Yeah, favor, and may one day. May the karmatic return come back one day to anybody who's in that position there, because you're doing God's work, that's for sure. But yeah, it's not easy to. You basically sacrifice your universe, and it's not easy. All right, so send love. Remember, if you can feel love, most people can't. So if you can feel love, you're already ahead of the game, and if you can send love, then you're ahead of everybody, most anybody's game. Because most people are sending negative energetics. Most people are sending their fears. Most people are sending their traumas and their dramas to other people. And if you can clear yourself even for a minute and send pure love to somebody, that's what it's all about. We've got to stop walking around sending our traumas and our dramas and our fears and our disappointments energetically to other people. Hold those in your frame. And that was what Saint Germain was saying the other day about having being two different energy fields over Labor Day. If your universe is going one way, but you got to be in front of people, it's your job to hold that love and to put that on the back burner, whatever energetics you're dealing with. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Grateful. I think this is the longest good dawning yet. Stay awesome, everybody. And favor. And again, remember, when you're out in your universe today, dervishing through or not dervishing through, it depends on if you want to be conscious about it or not. Take a moment and throw up Zoe there and just Zoe, love. And anybody else, Suzette's mom, love. And anybody else out there, you see somebody on the street, you don't have a buck to give them, stop for a minute and see them in a different light. Or you could actually talk to them, but that's a different story. But you see them in a golden bubble of light. See them in a better loving life. I love you. Stay awesome. And thank you, family. And I will see you guys in the next.